going to talk today about solving radical equations. It's 6.7 in your book, which you can access online. Alright, I haven't talked to you much about that because the book's order is a little bit different than what we've addressed this fall. Okay, but it is 6.7 and all that information is on my website. Okay, so we're going to do solving radical equations. Solving radical equations. Alright, so let's look at an example of what I mean. Obviously you know what the radical is at this point, so let's take this example. If I have the cubed root, which means that the 3 is my index, okay, of 2x plus 7 is equal to 3, okay, and I'm trying to solve for x, I have a couple of different options, but ultimately at this point I have to get rid of this radical. I can't square to get rid of the radical, okay, I have to cube this, okay, because the opposite of the cubed root is cubing it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take both sides, I'm going to raise this side, okay, this whole side is going to be raised to that index, which means this side has got to be raised to that index. Okay, now what we talked about the other day with rational exponents, remember, if I'm raising at anything, okay, underneath the radical, it always goes from here, okay, to the power to the index. So 2x plus 7 to the 3 over 3. 3 over 3 is just 1. That's what I wanted. Okay, I wanted these to reduce. Alright, so now that means that the radical goes away. Alright, so the cubed root, okay, and that 3 are gone. So I end up with 2x plus 7. And 3 to the third, I can just put in the calculator. That's 27, so now I'm looking at an Algebra 1 problem, where I subtract 7 from both sides, and then I divide by 2. So in this situation, the only answer I have, okay, is that x equals 10. All right, let's take a look at another one that's just a little bit different. Right? If I had the cube root of x, then minus 9 is equal to negative 1. Okay, that minus 9 is not underneath the radical. So you always have to move stuff away from the radical, okay, before you can cube or raise something to the fourth or whatever it may be. Alright, so I'm going to do plus 9 on each side. So now I have the cubed root of x is equal to 8. So we always want to isolate the radical. Whatever it may be, whether it's a fourth root or a fifth root, okay, or just a square root, we always want to isolate the radical. Okay, so then this side, okay, now my step is to do what I did over here, which is to cube each side of the equation to eliminate the radical. Alright, so I want to take this piece and I want to cube this side, which means I also have to cube that side. Well, this cubed root all goes away with that 3. Those are inverse functions of each other. So I end up with x equals 512. Remember, whenever you put it in your calculator, you're just going to say 8 to the third power. Okay, so that caret sign right there, okay, is right here above the division sign. So you use the caret sign for your powers, and that's how I got 512. So that is your solution to these two specific radical equations.